we want to see states replicate the BRT service nationwide because transportation is very, 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 very important for the regular people. This is what take their money every single day. Every single day, people spend money in transportation. So BRT service is something that we need to see across board. But to answer your question, this money and the FAC allocation that has tripled has not reflected at all. Government cannot single-handedly give everybody money, but investment in housing, investment in transportation, investment in health is something that can touch every household.
This is Soup Business Landscape. State FCT, that's the Federal Capital Territory, they received 2.45 to be specific, trillion naira for infrastructure and security support. Now, mark the word, support. Support. It's not as if maybe it's a bond they're supposed to pay back. The total amount disbursed to state government and the Federal Capital Territory as financial support for infrastructure and security project has risen to 2.47 trillion. 2.47 trillion. Now, this is according to the official record from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. The funds were released between March 2024 and August 2025, covering a 17-month period. The disbursements were aimed at boosting infrastructure development and strengthening security operations at the subnational level, as government confronts rising insecurity and widening infrastructure deficit nationwide. Now, detailed contained in an internal document submitted at the December 2025 Federal Account Allocation Committee meeting showed the support was part of a broader effort to stabilize communities and improve service delivery. Analysts said while the scale of funding reflects urgency, outcomes will depend on transparency, effective project execution, and accountability at state level. They want that without clear tracking and impact assessment, large allocations may fail to translate into measurable security improvement or infrastructure update. Now, we're looking at 2.45 trillion in 17 months, given to state and the Federal Capital Territory. Now, it's not part of the FAC allocation. Let's get this out now. It's not part of the FAC allocation. FAC allocation is different. There are gentlemen on this table. Gentlemen on this table. 2.45 trillion. Have this translated to the desired infrastructure? Or let's even look at the security itself. Has this now, this is not also security vote. Let's note. This is not also security vote. Has this in any way translated to improved security at the state level?
The answer is simple. The answer is no. The only states and territory that has something significant to show, in my opinion, is Lagos State and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. That's the only two. You don't need to go to Abuja for you to know that Wike is making giant strides in terms of infrastructure development and even security. 3 years ago, when this new administration came in, we know what the security challenge was in Abuja. It was kidnap. It was one chance every other week. Now, we have pocket of incidents happening, but it's not as frequent. It's maybe once in 3 months, once in 4 months. And improvement can be done, but he has made a lot of progress in terms of security, in terms of infrastructural development, in transportation, the monorail works from the airport to the Central Business District. They've been running it for free for over 2 years now. There is the BRT buses. There is, they just launched another electric buses from the airport to convey people to various parts of the city. So you can see that he has started the water project for the satellite towns as well. And so many road construction is going on even in the rural areas. So we can see that in Lagos State, you cannot overemphasize what is going on from, bridges to roads to and the local government are complementing what the state government is doing to rail projects. These are what we should be talking about at this time. Road construction is basic. So we want to see other things. And like I always clamor, we want to see states replicate the BRT service nationwide, because transportation is very, 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 very important for the regular people. This is what take their money every single day. Every single day, people spend money in transportation. So BRT service is something that we need to see across board. But to answer your question, this money and the FAC allocation that has tripled has not reflected at all. Government cannot single-handedly give everybody money, but investment in housing, investment in transportation, investment in health is something that can touch every household, and we need to prioritize that. So it's almost like you are constructing roads for the elite, for the rich people, if there are no affordable transportation for the everyday regular people that want to send their kids to school or they want to go to work themselves.
Constructing road for the elite. Okay. I'm still looking at that amount, 2.45 trillion. And let's look at the security challenges we've been facing and see how much the federal government has given to the subnationals. At this point, should we not be calling out state governments?
Yeah, well, first, you should, but as well, before we start calling out, we also need to, give a shout out to the ones that are at least doing their best, trying to put in this money to use. I mean, no one cares about the money rolled out per se. It's about the value for the money that was put out there. How does it affect us generally as citizens? The roads you've built, the security measures you've put in place. Every now and then, for example, using Lagos as an example, we talk about insecurity happening in some parts of Lagos. Personally, I don't think it's simply because the government is not trying to eradicate that. I think it's just the structure that is put in place with regards to the living condition. Every now and then I talk about what can be done in that place to revamp the environment, to give safety. Once infrastructure also brings safety one way or the other, to the people living in the environment. I can't remember the particular bridge that the commissioner just mentioned, that they are trying to restructure the underneath of that bridge right now. Obalende. That's one place in Lagos that needs, of course, restructuring as well too. There's also a need for the maintenance culture to be elevated. Last week, I went picking up my uncle from the airport, and as we drove past Oshodi, we saw how dysfunctional and abandoned that project was. That's money wasted. So if we're talking about infrastructure, we're also talking about maintenance culture. That's an area that, if, of course, the government focuses more energy into, because we have spent a certain amount of money in that environment, maintain it properly, you would see results for money. It's about value for money, not really about the money put in. 2.45 trillion. Yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but it is a lot of money when you start seeing results. Really, because 2.45 trillion, not to one state. Is it to one state?
2.45 trillion is roughly well over 3% of our national budget.
When you look at the national budget, it's yes, you can question it. But we're looking at, I'm talking about the let's use what capital put into the states for.
Yes. It's for infrastructure and security, not FAC allocation. I don't know if you understand. Not
I get
support.
It's a support. It's like stipends.
That is not stipends. 2.45 is not stipends. Take from us, go and fix this issue.
I think
add what you have and fix this.
I think it's also it still goes back to the mentality of placing value to the money. It's a lot of money, yes, but again, that's why I brought up the concept of maintenance. There are a lot of projects, for example, in Lagos that needs maintenance, and you'll be able to spend this money well if you appropriate this, funds to the right places, and not just you start to know when you look at Lagos, you see a lot of times they want to make new projects, they want to do new roads, but the real issue is not making new roads. The issue is fixing up some of the roads that actually creates delay.
Okay.
Lagos Airport, International Airport Way, they put 2 bombs. on a tiled road. The road is good, no faults, nothing, but you went to put 2 bombs, causing traffic. I think at the last year, November, October period, you are seeing traffic of about 1 hour, 45 minutes for a road that you ordinarily just breeze out. You breeze in, breeze out.
Major because of those bombs?
Yes. So these are areas where you spend money that now they've removed the 2 bombs.
Okay.
But I think they've removed 1. That's money wasted one way or the other. So it's really about value for money, not really about the money released by governments. What do they use this money for? And how do they make sure that this money is, of course, create value for the people?